of the 60s and 70s was a mixture of the urge to reform and the urge for fundamental change. That mixture was present in all of our mass organizations. SDS included people who wanted to end the war, to provide for the poor, to end racial discrimination, to end sexism and all of its manifestations. In SDS also, there were also people who were grounded in the struggle for socialism. Moreover, there were some like me who came to the ideas of socialism and then anarchism through personal change. And as the struggle intensified, these contradictory factors crystallized and brought an end to SDS. I think it was a natural ending. It could go no further. It was played out. But know that even at that time, organizing did not only go on within SDS. That's a mistake to think so. There was Resist, there was the MOB, old left groups, new left groups, and groups whose names I can't remember, the Mad Dogs and other names I can't remember, right? And organizing did not stop with the demise of SDS. In my experience in DC and then in New Haven, organizing went on, more of it, and more militant in some cases, and had more analysis and more thoughtful practice than ever in the 70s and on into the 80s. Right. I can offer, of course, no simple solutions to that complex history and our present moment, which continues the issue. Who are we? Who are the people we reach? What do they want? What do they need? What do we want? To get as many people to march in Washington as possible? No, because after the demo, what then? Will these folks get motivated enough to go again to Washington? Not in my experience, probably not. They did that. We lose them. We need to be trying to hold on to people, to ask them to go with us on the longer journey, to change their lives, to change our lives. The system is around us and within us. We must find the sexism, racism, homophobia, heterosexism, elitism, and ageism within us and work together to expunge those weights that sink us in our humanness, those barriers between us. They must become merely vestigial in the world we make for our children. We know that what we are now is what will come later, will spoil our all too fragile feeling of the humankind. So we must remember that change is political, cultural, and personal, or it isn't. We want to do the work of organizing people to protest the terrible excesses of our political, corporate, military complex. This is good work. Furthermore, we want to try to take the feeling of frustration on our political system and the lack of fulfilling daily lives and move to a different project, obliterating the system itself, and out of that destruction somehow create not utopia, no place, but a world that fulfills the first political slogan that I ever learned: liberty, equality, and community. Fraternity, I changed the community. Liberty, equality, and community. That's the struggle that started then and is still going on now. In the short run, yes, demonstrate and march, but for me, I cannot say I am satisfied with that alone. I may decide to work for Obama. I can be excited about that, but not moved by it, not touched in those deeper regions of my being. For that, I must reach out for what goes beyond my own existence. I must not live only in the unviable viability of what is. I must also belong to a future that I can see through the heavy fog of now, or I become a walking dead man. Argumentation itself alone is a futile tactic that brainy people try. Reason alone does not motivate even small sacrifices for the vast and stubborn most people. But we can make more headway, build a little of the future by creating a movement culture, a culture that is, of course, more reasonable, but also has uses for those we work with, that meets real needs. Alternative daycare, bartered food projects, bartered medical and legal care, free schools, our own folk tales, organic farms, our own bookstores, our own internet, our own holidays. People will fight for a future they cannot see now, but can use now, even if only in an embryonic stage. Revolution, as we all know, is not embodied in the act of raising a new flag, but is embodied in the incorporation of humanity in new models for sustainable and joyful life. We need to make these cultural bases now, even while the monster exists, and even as yet spreads its tentacles into more and more remote regions. As we fight the old, we have to build the new. We must locate the stresses and beginning cracks in the system. For at those places will be the people trying to move in their own interest as they see it. It is at those places, sisters and brothers, we and our culture must be. What will happen? When will it happen? I don't know. I leave you with this. It is the journeying, it is the becoming, it is upon us, it is now, it is forever, it is the nurturing of joy, the planting of love. Thank you. El pueblo unido, el más cerrado, el